Today we are going to talk about the mysterious body in the woods, the one that didn't just change a night for a group of teenagers, but altered the fate of Beacon Hills forever. It was supposed to be just another evening. The moon was high, fog crept between tree trunks like secrets trying to escape, and the woods whispered the kind of silence that isn't empty, but full, like it's waiting for someone to listen. What Scott McCall found in those shadows wasn't just a corpse. It was the beginning of something buried deep, both in the ground and in destiny. What if that night had never happened? What if that body had stayed hidden? Welcome to MTV Series. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. Imagine a ticking clock, but instead of seconds, it counts down the number of choices that could still be undone. That's what the first episode of Teen Wolf felt like, the world holding its breath before everything changed. When Scott and Stiles stumbled upon the torn remains of a girl in the forest, it wasn't just about solving a mystery. It was about unleashing something ancient, primal, and hungry. A body in the woods is never just a body. It's a question with no immediate answer, a ripple that stretches across time, lives, and legends. This was Beacon Hill's version of Pandora's box. You open it expecting one thing, but what spills out rewrites everything you thought you knew. For Scott, it was the moment the veil between the normal and the supernatural was lifted. Up until then, he was just a high school kid with asthma, overlooked and underwhelmed. But this body, this lifeless, mutilated form in the dirt, was the spark that ignited the fire inside him. You might ask, how can one dead girl cause all that? It's the same as finding a footprint in the snow when you thought you were alone. It's the same as hearing your name whispered in a room you thought was empty. The body wasn't the end, it was the beginning. And with it came the howl in the dark, the glowing eyes in the trees, and the feeling that nothing would ever be safe again. And what about the sheriff's department? When Sheriff Stilinski arrived at the scene, it wasn't just another case. It was the start of years of cover-ups, mysteries, and moral compromise. The woods had given Beacon Hills a secret. A terrible one. And like all dark gifts, it came with a price. That's the thing with small towns in shows like Teen Wolf. They always wear a mask of quiet, but underneath, there's a storm. The body was proof that the storm had arrived. Scott's transformation into a werewolf is often seen as the central plot, but rewind the tape and go back to that night. To that cold ground. That mangled body. It wasn't just the spark for Scott's change, it was the thread that unraveled the entire town. Allison Ogent's arrival. Derek Hale's reappearance. Hunters, alphas, kanamas, and nojitsuns, all of them trace back to that body. You could say that Corpse in the Woods was the big bang of Teen Wolf. And let's not forget the emotional fallout. The fear that gripped the students. The media frenzy. The whispering in the halls. Suddenly, everyone had a theory. Was it an animal? A serial killer? Something worse? The mystery fed the fear, and the fear fed the mythos. In the real world, people avoid the woods at night. In Teen Wolf, they became the stage for nightmares to dance. So ask yourself this, what if Stiles hadn't convinced Scott to sneak out? What if they'd never gone into those woods? Would Scott still have become the true alpha? Would Allison have lived? Would the Hale house remain in ruins? Maybe the body in the woods wasn't just a mystery to solve. Maybe it was a test. A gateway. A warning. In the end, the forest never forgets. The trees still whisper, and the ground still remembers the blood it drank that night. The body in the woods wasn't just a girl, it was the first domino. And once it fell, nothing in Beacon Hills would ever be the same again. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Please like, share and subscribe for more.